So we're going to transition, and we're going to transition over here to Bennett, and he's going to talk about programs that he's got going right now live with dozens of builders all across the country making real money.
That's right.
So, God, that's an easy sell. You got an easy job. Is your boss here? I could tell him
He's not.
You make way too much money.
Well, let's see. Thank you, and thank you all. Thank you, Tim, for putting on an amazing forum today, and the entire AE Ventures team, John and Nancy, much appreciate the support to getting this all live. My name is Bennett Hauser. I'm one of the co-founders and head of operations here at Mine. Really looking forward to telling you more about what we do. A few key themes that we'll sort of hit on throughout the day are, it won't be a day, it'll be about 10 to 15 minutes here, are how we partner with our builder partners to deliver a few core goals. Driving home sales by improving that home buyer experience, increasing engagement with your buyers, your prospects, buyers closed and in contract, before, during, and after that build is complete, generating additional revenue by offering furniture as an additional offering to your customers, and then reducing the cost of actually merchandising that model while improving the final product that's put on display. In the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'll start just by giving a brief overview on Mine and how we deliver value for our customers, home builders and home buyers. And then we'll jump to a great survey that we did with the John Burns Real Estate Consulting Group. Thank you, Deanna, for the help there. Share some stats about how new homeowners think about that home furnishing process. And then we'll end by sort of talking about this concept of reimagining that model home as the new retail store, a theme that we've touched on a number of times so far this morning. So let's dive right in. We started Mine to really be the only home furnishing solution entirely dedicated to this market, the new home buyer and the home builder. You all in this room have made it insanely easy to buy and build a new construction home, but furnishing that home is still a nightmare. Talk to anyone who's done it recently. And it's that next really burdensome task that your customer has to think about. Well, we started our company to fill that void and make that an elegant and easy process for your customers. Our team is composed of a number of individuals with deep experience across furniture retailing, from Restoration Hardware and Pottery Barn, technology companies, Apple and Uber, and also, of course, model homes and home builders with Pulte Group, Pulte Interiors, and Builder Advisor Group. We offer three sort of distinct segments of our positioning with our customers. The first is we work with our home builder partners to improve their model homes. So we do data-driven model home merchandising that helps promote the sale of homes, but also, of course, the sale of furniture. The second is we turn those model homes into shoppable, engaging model home stores to both engage your prospects and buyers, but also arm your sales teams with a tool to answer that age-old question of where's the sofa from? And then finally, we are there to really help your home buyers finish out their homes. Full design services to take that next daunting task and allow them to feel that they have a partner to actually help them furnish the home. So we've launched over the last few years all across the US in about 600 model home locations, 80 plus cities with several of the top 10 and top 20 home builder partners. We've been extremely grateful and humbled by the feedback we've received so far from, the absolute core customer-facing entities of the local sales and marketing teams, onwards and upwards to the top brass of organizations like Ryan Marshall, the CEO of Pulte, describing how we really improve that home buying process for his customers and the Pulte customer by helping a new home buyer envision and enable what is possible from a home furnishings perspective. I think I could do a lot of talking, but it's a lot easier for us to let our customers share some of their stories. So I wanted to play a 2-minute video of some of our customers' sentiments. These are not paid actors. These are real customers who were happy to jump on the phone or on the camera to share some of their stories.
When we purchased our home, it was our first big purchase, and I just wanted our home to look great. We did, I think, what most people do, which is go from store to store.
You don't know what you want, or how is this going to look with that?
Trying to find the right things, trying to find it in the right size, the right color.
Nothing fit, everything looked odd.
It was going to be a slow process.
We're just sort of average Americans. We thought interior design was for rich people.
When I found mine and they had their free service, that was just the icing on the cake.
One big advantage of mine was being able to pop down to the model home.
I like to see the layout of things.
And having the chance to sit on it and touch it.
And that's what separates mine from anybody else.
I worked with my mine designer and found similar furniture at my budget price.
When you work with Mine, they send you a design portal.
I was able to create a profile.
We could check what we liked or we didn't like.
And we could shop for the whole house.
And all I had to do was pick the ones I liked best.
What was on the website was only a starting point.
The Mine people told us the difference between classical, modern, contemporary.
I would show her an inspiration piece and she would find something just like it, or even the exact product.
Mine took care of all the heavy lifting for us. They disposed of all the boxes.
They brought in all the furniture, they put it all together.
To have everything done from A to Z was really awesome.
The way it all came together is exactly what I had in my mind.
Everything came to life that I wanted, and I'm so happy with it.
People have been over and asking me multiple questions. I just say, go to Mine, use Mine.
It feels like home. I think that's what I said to my husband when I walked in the door. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to be home.
So how does it all work? I'll give you a brief sort of synopsis on how we make this thing come together. So we firmly believe that beautiful model homes are sort of the origin for turning that model into a retail store. So we partner with our builder partners to start by helping them install the most beautiful model possible at the best rate possible. Our team has extensive experience installing model homes, hundreds of model homes across the country for top US builders. We can offer the lowest rates in the business because our business model is to turn that model home into our retail store and thereby generate income from the store itself. We have a really advanced design process leveraging our in-house designer portal, which your home buyers will also interface with, which takes a lot of the pain and adds some efficiency to the process. And of course, we're working with hundreds and hundreds of vendor partners. We're not a single brand, and so that allows us to scale to hit really any style across any price point. Our goal is to help our builders have the best possible model on display, because that becomes the retail store for the home buyer. When we think about where we position and how we want to position differently, it's all about delivering value. We've heard a lot about delivering value and perceived value today, and that's to both sides of our customers, builders and buyers. So I thought it would be fun to play a little game. Which of the following rooms, I only want to click once, do you guys prefer? Raise your hand if you like the room on the left more. Raise your hand if you like the room on the right more. Raise your hand if you can't see the difference.
Yeah.
Or they look similar. Well, what if I told you that one of these is $30,000 and one of these is $11,000? Can anyone guess which is which? Let's take a vote. Who thinks the room on the left is the $30,000 room? And who thinks the room on the right is the $30,000 room? Pretty split. Well, the room on the left is a Restoration Hardware room for nearly $30K. If you're not a member, they'll charge you almost $40K. And then the room on the right is a Mine designed room. Now, my boss, our CEO here at Mine, was an executive at Restoration Hardware for many years. And he'd be the first to tell you that it's not just what makes this comparison interesting is it's not just that the products look really similar, the quality is also very similar. the game with retail is often perceived value. And at Mine, we are all about delivering the maximum of possible value to our customers by going direct to manufacturers, by innovating on the business model of retail, and cutting out a lot of the fat of the ecosystem by repurposing this amazing asset, which is the model home, into the new retail store. And of course, layering in our technology along the way to save time. So when we think about your consumer, ours as well, that home buyer, furniture is their second or third most considered purchase in their lives, following, of course, the home, and then maybe for some, the car. And as I said earlier, thanks to you all, it's easier to build a new home than it is to furnish one. Furnishing that home is the obvious next thing on the mind of your home buyers, and it's really, really hard to do. There still is not a great solution out there, and we are putting all of our energy into creating that for you all. And we start by taking these beautiful model homes that are all across the country and turning them into digitally shoppable stores. This is an engaging tool for your home buyers and your prospects, mind you, and allows them to sort of play with the model in real time and shop the products they see on display. It also is a tool for your sales team members so they can finally answer that question of where the table is from. It's super easy to use. All you need to do is scan a QR code on one of the signs in the model homes or go direct to one of the URLs and start shopping. There's no app to download. But from our decades in furniture retailing, we know that it's a lot harder than just shopping online and seeing some products to furnish a whole home. Furnishing a whole home is really, really challenging. And so we offer up our interior designers and our technology free of charge to your customers, the home buyer. And this is really what starts off the process that gets the kinds of reviews that you hear from our customers. They get to schedule a call with a professional interior designer and kick off their design process, which is very straightforward. Starts with discovery. They get inspiration from the hundreds and hundreds of model homes, soon to be thousands, on our platform. They can visit the ones in their backyard, or shop digitally from afar. They then jump on with their designer and they start customizing their favorite looks, perfecting it to their style, their budget, their timeline. When are they actually moving in? And then finally, they sit back and we handle all the rest of the heavy lifting. We'll procure from many vendors. We ship and consolidate to a central warehouse so that everything is, received and inspected together. And then we do a single white glove delivery into our customer's home. When a customer works with one of our designers, they unlock an entire world of products beyond what you see on our site, as you heard in the movie. These mood boards in our design portal allow the home buyer to really see the space plan and how the room will come together with different looks that they're considering with their designer. It's super easy for your customers to give feedback, just commenting right in our portal on the process, on the products that they're considering. And then when they press go on that order, our team picks up. That's truly where our jobs start. We then become a procurement engine, and we have to procure from sometimes dozens of vendors on behalf of our clients. We're shipping and consolidating to a central receiving warehouse in their backyard, where in their neighborhood, not their literal backyard. We're inspecting and unboxing, and then we go into their home and let them sit back and relax while we do the install. And the end result, this is a real customer's home in Phoenix, is a home that looks truly as good as the model, but that's fully customized to the style preferences and budget of your home buyer. So that's a little bit of background on what we do. I want to turn to the numbers a little bit and talk about why this matters so much, knowing this new home buyer market. So we worked with the John Burns real estate consulting team to survey Smile State home buyers and focus on new construction buyers. And the overwhelming takeaway was that model home merchandising really matters. 80% of new homeowners said that the way the home was furnished influenced their decision to buy a home. 6 out of 10 of those homeowners said that they wanted to recreate the looks of those models in their own homes, as we hear from this Arizona homeowner in the survey here, who made a huge effort to emulate that look that they saw in the model. It's no surprise that homeowners move in with furnishing needs. Nearly 90% report having furnishing needs when they move in, and 60%, almost 60%, are saying that they move in with at least half the house empty. They don't just need to buy a table or a chair. They need to fill half a house. It also is not a surprise that homeowners take time furnishing their homes because it's challenging and it's expensive. For many of them, they've just made the biggest purchase that they've ever made in their life, and some need to save up or they just don't even know where to start. And so 6 months after closing, over 80% of homeowners report still having decorating or furnishing needs. We also know that homeowners are budgeting early in their process, in their home purchase journey. Over half of new construction homeowners are saying to us that they factor in that cost of furnishing prior to or while they're qualifying for the mortgage, so right at that mortgage stage. And then nearly 90% are thinking about it before they move in. This is obvious. Of course, furnishing the house is on their mind, but as we're talking to them throughout this process, it's helpful to have a resource to sort of lend some insights there and help them plan ahead. So the key takeaways of this survey is pretty clear. Model merchandising matters, and it helps you sell homes. Making those models look beautiful is really a great start. Buyers are inspired by these beautiful models, and they seek to recreate these looks in their own homes. And then finally, prospects are thinking about the cost of furniture while they are in that home consideration and home purchase process. So I'll end today's presentation just by taking a step back and thinking about this concept of the model home as the new retail store. We really started this company out of decades of furniture retailing to completely rethink how people shop for furniture and change how that is done, change how you furnish a home. And what we're seeing is that the builder partners of ours that are having the most success with the program are really integrating it throughout the entire prospect and buyer journey. We're a pretty new brand to this market. We're a pretty new player in this market. And so, our form of customer awareness is coming through the builder activation. So model home signage, social media posts, website features, direct emails to buyers and prospects. By the way, our partners who are sending emails to closed home buyers and even to prospects are seeing, up to 2-year closed as well, are seeing the highest open rates out of any one of their campaigns on furniture-related content. That's because the person's thinking about furnishing. And so it's no surprise that it's an excellent engagement or re-engagement tool years later, truly. And then also design center signs and sales standard operating procedures, really integrating this into the home buyer's journey and saying, hey, we got you on this next step, and we've got a partner that can really help you. A well-integrated deployment of our services can easily cover the cost of furnishing a model home and can do a lot more over time as well. But just starting with a pretty straightforward example. If we have a 100-home community, let's say it's got one model that costs $56,000 to merchandise, well, there are really 3 sort of profiles of buyers that we see out of the exposure of this new model home store. The first is a customer who's going to do a pretty whole home order with us. And I'll use a $20,000 average order, which is approximately right, but we see some customers spending upwards of $100,000 or more with us. Partial home customers, or folks who are just buying a piece or two. So that full home customer, just reaching 15% of those buyers, which we know they need to furnish their home. It's very, very doable here. With an average order value of $20,000, can generate $400,000. When we look at that, I should add, when we activate in a community, we also meet neighbors. And so we generate sales from neighbors in that area who may be your prospects, or they may be happily living in the neighborhood, but not in the market for a new home yet.
Well, I think one thing we also got to remember we talked about is a lot of people come into builders and don't buy from them.
Of course, they're looky-loos.
But they may engage in the mind process through that builder, right? Which gives them a whole revenue stream that they would never have access to.
That's totally right. And on that third cohort, you'll notice the ratios sort of flip, where we actually hit a lot more neighbors on small orders. But when we're only talking to the new home buyer, we've got a much higher chance of closing sort of this whole home order. But neighbors love popping into model homes, and they are your future prospects. And going to this open house idea, I mean, that's what is happening actually in our world today is, folks are so house proud when they get their house fully interior decorated that they host that cocktail party. And it's a tremendous word of mouth promotion, not only for a service like our own, but also for the builder's service to say, it's pretty nice to live here.
Yep.
But the point is there's sort of these three segments that, very approachable conversion percentages get to a place of generating, about $750,000 of sales from that sort of single model home alone, which leads to profit share for our builder partners of, a scenario where you're covering the cost of the model. So we think it's totally worth it to be driving, investing in that model, making it look beautiful, because that's not only what sells the home, but it's going to improve your buyer's experience as well.
And again, the difference is that's just not a revenue number. That drops right to your bottom line.
Exactly.
That's just $55,000 or more profitability in that community, period.
Totally. And, what we hear from Pulte is there's this unknown component of how many folks didn't want to deal with the inertia of furnishing a new home, who actually saw our service and then decided to buy the home because of it.
Easier.
We don't know that, but there's something there. So just in conclusion, we started this whole company to reimagine this model home as the new retail store, and we're super grateful to have your attention today, so thank you. But just in summary, my goal and my coworkers and my colleagues' goals are to really work with you all to increase the lifetime value of your buyers. And we want to do that by driving home sales, improving the home buyer experience, increasing the engagement that you can have with your prospects and your customers, help buyers tackle that next hugely challenging task of furnishing the new home, reduce the cost of setting up those models, with either our technology or our services, and then finally generating a bit of additional revenue along the way. Thank you so much for your time. I'll be around the next couple of days, and I'm happy to take any questions either now or later.
No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna move right on.
Great.
I told you you're gonna have a new BFF, Bear. All right. He's gonna make you money. He's gonna make you money tomorrow. He's making it more profitable.